for taking your time and joining us on this program this evening. And right away, Dr. Masanga has already broken the ice for us, the situation in South Africa regarding, of course, the turmoil within the ANC, which is now threatening not only to actually fragment the Freedom Party in South Africa, but by and large the country, because again, this party is about the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, and now we have the Secretary General on the other hand. We have factions within the ruling party. The opposition also claims that maybe the government is not doing as much, especially within the ANC. Dr. Masanga himself has highlighted the question of the opposition by Julius Malema, who was once a staunch supporter and youth leader in the ANC party, but now is actually one of those who is actually running one of the major oppositions in South Africa. But without much ado, let me just go direct to the panelists and get your perspectives tonight about the turmoil in the ANC and what does it portend for South Africa moving forward. I'll start now with Dr. Joseph Nyanchama. Looking into the recent happenings, more so on the corruption allegations against some key individuals in government, especially drawn from the ANC. And of course, you've seen some of the commissions, the Zonto Commission being formed to try and investigate some of the individuals who have highly been mentioned on corruption scandals. What does it speak about ANC as a party? Is it waking up to the reality? Because again, when President Cyril Ramaphosa was taking over from President Zuma in 2018, he did mention that one of the agendas he has is to deal with the corruption allegations within ANC and South Africa at large. What is your perspective, Dr. Nyanchama, tonight?
Oh, thank you, Dawish, and my fellow panelists and the chair, Dr. David Masanga. Dawish, before maybe I just touch on corruption, let's go deeply into the panelist, to the Pan-African himself, Nelson Mandela. You know, he had an ideal. You know what he said? I have cherished, remember his words? I have cherished a democratic and a free society where all persons live in harmony with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I'm prepared to live for and achieve. And if need be, it is an ideal for which I'm prepared to die. Hey, are South African listening? That is what he said. Those are not my words, my fellow panelists. An ideal, this great man on which the vision of ANC was primarily supposed to have anchored its philosophy on. But what happened when he expired? God rest his soul in peace. People sought comfort. And you know the problem of comfort if you don't seek independency from comfort, it will destroy you. Look at South Africa now, ANC. It is destroying itself. Why do I talk about comfort? They looked at it as a big vehicle from which they would harness resources to satisfy their selfish interests. Dawish, coming back to the question of corruption, so far it is alleged that the Secretary General, in fact, misappropriated around $15 million, an amount of money in which was allocated to destroy the asbestos roofs, which is destroying the life of the South African people. A people in which Nelson Mandela wanted to protect. They live a free life, an affluent life, a life of joy, of good health. Those are accusations. It can be validated by independent investigators. Now, There's a conflict between the party. The Secretary General, is it called Ramashule or something like that?
It's Magashule.
Makashule.
Yes.
Magashule, yes.
It's called S. Magashule.
Yes. So there is a tussle. He has refused to resign as per the resolution. You know, when you refuse, Dr. Masanga will tell you, I know, is that he wants now to create the conflict. And then he goes further to counter and say he has suspended the president of the Republic of South Africa. He has suspended him. Can you imagine? What a conflict. What am I saying in essence is this. Each faction has supporters. And as Dr. Masanga said, let me quote one great man, I love listening, Les Brown, he said, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside will do you no harm. I want to concur 100%. The enemy is within, but an agent of an outside person with interests. Remember, fellow panelists, if Donald Trump could cry over social media about George Soros, did you hear him cry? That he was the agent who made him lose the elections? What about small nations in Africa? In short, Dawish, the issue in South Africa is fluid, especially from ANC perspective, because in the short run, and depending on how the president is going to handle the issue, it's going to be very delicate. And I want to advise him to move cautiously, because you can never know the height of a tree until it is cut down. It's when you can easily mess up. Corruption is a disease in Africa. And I think we touched it yesterday in the youth conference. And you can see, Dr. Masanga, how soon can this thing manifest itself? A day after, when we said that if you don't watch outside interest, they can use our internal people to destroy. For me, the way I see it is that ANC now is a shaky party, because Mandela had ideals. They went to sleep. They never understood his ideals. They went to take position, became comfortable. The enemy found chance. And if they're not careful, they will be destroyed. They had no vision, because you know, a party or an organization can never go beyond the vision of a leader. Like, for example, Banjila in Africa TV cannot go beyond the vision of the leader of this TV. It's the same way, friends. For now, Dawish, I submit so that I leave other panelists to give their initial remarks.